came to the government sector, IT research organization. His career at CDAC has significant growth and contributions to various projects aimed at advancing technology and enhancing cybersecurity across government initiatives. His contributions to the field of cybersecurity have earned him recognition and respect. He has undertaken numerous projects in cyber forensics, cyber law, and cybersecurity. Notably, he has dedicated for strategic projects of the Ministry of External Affairs at the Cabinet Military Headquarters in Georgetown. His expertise has led to engagement as the guest faculty member at several distinct institutions like High Court, State College Departments, Director of Forensic Science, Reserve Bank of India, NIT Kolkata, RSS, and many others. His extensive knowledge, dedication to cybersecurity, and outstanding achievements underscore his commitment to safeguarding digital landscape and advancing the field of cyber forensics and security in India. With this brief introduction, I would like to request Mr. Sourav Mitra to start his lecture.
In one of my examinations during my engineering days, there was a question that I had to write 5 reasons why do we need modulation, and I was one short. And the last one I came up with, since transmitter antenna, receiver antenna to parallel middle plates, and we have a dielectric medium like air, so basically they are forming a capacitor, and to decrease the capacitive impedance, I need a high frequency signal. So that's why I need modulation. Nowhere in this world, no engineering book, you will get this logic. So that bad engineer I used to be when I was studying engineering. Anyways, there's the fun part behind. I am working in an organization called CDAC. CDAC stands for Center for Development of Advanced Computing. Basically, we're an R&D institute under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. So if we go back to the starting days of this institute, basically, you know that as a country we haven't signed that nuclear agreement. So that's why when the Government of India has approached USA procuring its first supercomputer for weather forecasting purpose only, USA has denied that, saying that probably that supercomputing facility will be utilized for nuclear research. So that's the time, in the year 1988, idea of CDAC was seeded. The first ambition or aim was to develop our own homegrown make in India supercomputer. At the same time, we had some language research institute in the name of DIST, as well as some central as well as state government collaborative institutes like IEEE, that is Electronic Research Development Corporation of India. Generally those were joint ventures between the state government as well as the central government. So for an example, in Calcutta we had Wearable R&D, then it became the ERNDCS, which is a joint venture between state and central. And in the year 2001, all these organizations were actually merged and CDAC. So that's what it is. And the history of it. The vision statement is to emerge as a premier R&D institute for design, development and deployment of world-class electronic and IT solutions for economic and human advancement in the US. And these have been in nutshell or technical expertise as an organization. We're into high performance computing, artificial intelligence and multi-language computing, professional electronics, health informatics, now professional electronics also includes biomedical instruments as well. Health informatics, cyber security, cyber forensics, software technologies. Under that we have e-governance, informatics, software technologies, 5G IoT, and obviously so we are spread across, in fact, 17 centers in all those cities. Then we have the headquarters and other cities also there, including Kolkata. So these have been the high impact initiatives of CDAC in recent times. There is National Supercomputing Mission (NSM), AI, HPC, Big Data Solution in key sectors, Center for Excellence in AI and Data Science, Center for Excellence in Blockchain Technology, Institution and Techniques for Cancer Research, Microprocessor Development Program. In fact, we have got our own, Make in India processor as well. This EPFO platform is under drones. Is it okay now? Okay. Then electronic warfare system along with DRDO, e-Susudan, e-Ausadi, e-Hastakshar, this market intelligence solution, information security technical analysis. That's probably the longest project taken by this government of India in the field of information security. We are into the completion stage of phase 2 and very soon we are going to start the phase 3 of it. I will come into that project details afterwards. The National Emergency Response System means One Nation, One Card, Indigenous Father, MC Gateway and Stinger System. And in future, we are getting into microprocessor development program, National Emergency Response System, Art Code for Election Commission of India, Augmented Reality and Virtual Reality, this US Advanced Video Therapy Consortium, KMT and LEGO projects, etc. Let's keep that a little bit. We have plenty of that domain to work with. So, as an organization, these are the 5 core areas in which CDAC is working. One is obviously extreme computing, HPC and supercomputing, microprocessor, quantum computing, AI and language computing, IEEE, event-driven and secure computing, and Gen-Next applied computing. And in our center, in CDAC Kolkata, we have the National Resource Center for Electronics for Agriculture and Environment, where specifically focusing on sensor network and all. We've got our own patented technology for electronic vision, electronic sound, and electronic basically. And multiple application domains, including agriculture, like starting from rice to tea, coffee, and others. Okay. Facial expression analysis and application involving image processing, pattern recognition, and advanced image processing and automatic recognition. We have the software technology group working in the domain of web application, workflow-based integrated office automation, web internationalization and localization, etc. Then we're also the National Resource Center for Steganography. And there has been some developmental work in cyber warfare systems in Kolkata going on, jointly with DRDO. Then we've got the digital library and data preservation, and then last but not least, the cyber security and cyber forensics in which I'm presently working. Okay. So these are the solutions as at present we are providing as an organization: status security, biometric solution, network security, air system security, and mobile and web security, security guidance for application and device control, network security like dynamic firewall and intrusion detection, honeynet and attack analysis, script analysis and steganography, virtualization and cloud security. And these are the services that we are providing as a center. This ISO 27001 certification. Basically, it's talked about ISMS policy or information security management policy. Now, I'd like to ask, if you have any idea why this ISMS policy has become important nowadays, just for your information, the kind of policies being adopted by government in near future, even within these organized sectors, like say take an example of mobile training school. They are collecting people's maybe address proof, identity proof, and just what they are doing, providing training and applying for a driving license. Even they need to have their own ISMS policies. I know that in India, legal guidelines in one thing, implementation do takes time, lot of time a bit, but end of the day it's going to happen. And irrespective of industry, irrespective of nature of business or level of business, whoever is dealing with his customer data will must that is a compulsory for them, have an ISS policy. Now there is a background behind that. So let's take an example. As a user, when you install a single mobile app in your mobile phone, maybe for Play Store or Apple App Store, right? There is a standard procedure which is equal for each and every app you are downloading. Okay? And what is that? It asks for certain permission to access your data. Without the permission, it cannot provide you, it cannot extract information out of your device, right? And if you don't allow them that permission, it has got, the app provider has got the flexibility to decide whether it will allow you to utilize their services or not, right? Then, whenever you are keeping that permission to access your data, it has got some fine print, some user level agreement. And what is the purpose of collecting your information, what it's going to do with it, etc. Okay? And there is also some contact details are there in case of any, privacy breach or any kind of issue. I found it a little difficult to explain why hashing is not being done in front of protocol. Anyways, so that's one thing. Then we need problem solving skills, technical aptitude. Now, if you are talking about technical aptitude, fortunately there are very structured course modules are available. Let us understand one thing. In most of the academic institutions, whenever we are talking about cyber security, predominantly people are looking for talking about cryptography. But I'm telling you from industry's point of view, in general, we are not looking for people who are in cryptography. We need people who have got strong networking idea, good exposure into various types of operating systems, including Linux, good understanding of file system, and obviously policy adherence. And there are very good certificate modules are available. Like if you want to build up your career in DAPT, you could go for a C8 kind of a certificate, Certified Ethical Hacking for Forensic Labs, CHF5. Okay, computer hacking forensic analysis. Okay. And for ISMS, there are two categories of certification is available at this point of time. One is for the internal auditor. Anyways, we generally don't expect people to be a certified and then joining as a user. After recruitment, we provide those facilities to our employees after that only. But if you yourself want to make your career in this profession, you can go for that. That is for one certification is for internal auditor. That is obviously the master auditor. So that's what actually looks like our JD looks like. That's what we are looking job description. So with this I will conclude, and I'm happy to have a few questions for you end.
Experience in IEs, they will transfer that skill. They will acquire as a cybersecurity engineer, or you can hire freshers of graduate freshers for courses.
See, we also recruit fresher graduates, but also even while recruiting freshers, we at least look for some expertise, right? If he is good in security language. If he is good in Linux, if he is good in networking, he understands the file system quite well. Those are the 6 indicators what we look for in a fresher while recruiting in the domain of cyber security.
Actually, what you are saying is Yesterday I was searching for some CHE certification. Certified Technical CH certification. I don't know, I am very new. So that was saying that what certification you need at least 2 years experience at university. One of the society university.
That's not necessary. That's not necessary.
Right?
Any other question from the audience?
CE certification. Like, do we have some different alternatives for that?
We do have, but in fact, CDAC ourselves are having a few online certifications, right? But we haven't launched them yet. But if you are talking about alternate certification, those are quite expensive. So, for an example, for a CHFI from EC Council, it costs something around 50,000 to 65,000 odd. Then we have got GIAC certification, which involve a cost approximately 3.5 to 4 lakhs. If you have those kind of certifications, but once again, please keep in mind that certification is not an essential component. If you have enough knowledge, which is a basic purpose of getting the certification done, even in that scenario, you can be recruited. Certification is not a must that is good to have.
Like, it's not the primary thing, it's the secondary.
Secondary.
Knowledge.
Primary, obviously not. You might have, if your certification and if you can't perform, you know what's going to happen. Right?
And so, in CDAC, do you provide internships for the freshers?
Yes, we do provide internships.
So, how to reach out here in CDAC?
You have to reach or rather approach through your institution. Through institutions. Individually, we don't generally respond. Your placement officer or principal will write a communication to us along with the biodata of the students. We do a some sort of shortlisting and then provide the